Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our Civ 5 Insanity Challenge, where we are doing one city, domination only, and 22 AI all on the same team. You join me pretty much at the same timing as we left off last time, as I didn't want to jump too far ahead right out the gate. But we might be headed to war pretty quickly here, which I'm not particularly enthralled about, because if the Aztecs so decide to declare war on us, well, we're in trouble, to say the least. Mostly because, well, first, we have access to exactly one luxury resource. Second, we have pretty much no defenses at this very second. We're busy kind of chugging along on Parthenon. We just wrapped up the Great Library, and I believe, if I recall correctly, the plan is that we will be also putting out the Hanging Gardens next. So, all that said, I'm going to just take a break right here and come back if anything happens, if we encounter a war, or anything like that. Assuming we don't get scooped here, we should be completing Parthenon the very next turn. You'll also notice that the Ottomans have had a warrior show up near my borders. Not concerned about that, it's just a warrior. It could be very well just out scouting about. If it turns out that another one shows up, well, then I will know for sure that the war with the AIs will be starting very prematurely. And come on. And we've got Parthenon. Awesome. That'll give us a nice little boost to our culture, give us a touch of tourism just to help really lower that problem with ideologies that we will inevitably encounter. As you can see, I've got things queued up: Watermill, Granary, Colosseum, Hanging Gardens. I may or may not throw a Writers Guild into the mix. In fact, I'm going to throw a Writers Guild into the mix right away. And I'm going to bump it up, up, to the water, just after the Watermill. That'll give us some serious culture production. In the meantime, lumber mill, and this should be just about done as a mine. Well, son of a gun, the first religion has just been founded, I believe by Sweden? Oh no, the Inca. And they have scooped Catholicism. That's not that big a deal. We are not putting out enough faith for it to actually be a problem. I actually have to assume that the Inca were the ones who built Stonehenge. But whatever the case may be, I am just going to continue chugging along at this nice little pace. We are going to be pushing for a religion, and the method by which we will be getting it is probably through the temple. But I'm not guaranteeing that. I might just, after philosophy, go theology and pick up Hagia Sophia. Don't know, haven't decided yet. Having just wrapped up philosophy, completed our Watermill, and almost done the Writers Guild, I'm going to change gears a little bit, and of course the Oracle is going to be a priority to build. But I've decided that the next we will be going for is in fact theology, and we will be going for Hagia Sophia. That will put a slight strain on, well, basically, it'll put a slight strain on our ability to... Hello, search. Put a slight strain on our ability to produce other wonders if we're working Hagia Sophia, but it's one of those things that, you know what, has to be done, so it has to be done. And Temple of Artemis has just been built, so we don't even have to worry about that. you might notice that it's now Germany who's lining up along my border. Not sure if they're, like, angry with me or something. Let's take a look at that. Germany. No contested borders. Okay. I was looking a little bit earlier, and, well, basically, the breakdown is that my military is, with the 1 soldier and 1 scout that I have, dead last as far as strength is concerned, but only a surprising 1/5 that of the top. So the top has 5 scouts and 5 warriors, give or take, which is not enough to take a city. Granted, if every single person had that, that might be something different, but the average is closer to 23,000, I think it was, whereas my military is worth about 13,000. So the average is like double mine. In and of itself, still not quite enough to take my city, especially with a defense. And having them move through the jungles is going to be significantly more difficult on them, just because it'll be a wreck for them to try and get to my cities while I'm bombing the shit out of them. So. Oh well. Great Lighthouse has been scooped. Aztecs have added a Reformation belief. And we are still waiting. Wait, why did theology suddenly up to 17? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're not working the science tile anymore. For shame. Let's see what default focus puts that on. Yeah, let's try that. Theology is a little bit more important than the game is giving it credit for. Workers are just exploring because they've got nothing better to do at the moment. And I'm not particularly a fan of having them be picked off by barbarians, so. Well, there goes any hope I had of getting those gems long term. What I'm going to do, however, is I will buy this tile right here to prevent get wrecked here from stealing any of the land that will be potentially mine. They will be burnt to the absolute ground as soon as war breaks out, so I'm not concerned too much by this, but, you know, it's just one more thing on a long list of shit that didn't need to go this way. You guys have explored enough. Why don't you come back and make yourselves comfortable? 2 religions founded this turn. Yikes, they are getting a little bit more serious about this. The Aztecs have also showed up on my border, as well as the Portuguese, and the Germans are kicking about, and so are the Swedes. War is coming. That is almost an inevitability at this point. The only real question left is, how long do I have? And there are only 3 religions left to be founded, which I'm really hoping that I don't get scooped. Really want a religion. Just basically so that I can keep my +1 culture from jungles. Went down the line, there's a lot of people very, very unwilling to declare friendship with me, but I have, I think, 4 of the AI, 5 of the AI sitting in my pocket, so that's good enough for me for the time being. I'm hoping that'll stave off war, for a little bit anyway. It is, of course, entirely possible that this German little fleet here is just bypassing. But then again, that doesn't make sense, because why wouldn't they declare friendship with me if that was the case? Either way. So, I hate to do it, but I decided to bail out on the Hanging Gardens because in 3 turns, Theology will be available and we need to focus on Hagia Sophia. So, in the meantime, I'm going to just be working on a Circus Maximus. The armies are starting to a little bit pile up around here, which is ever so slightly worrisome, but whatever. And it seems like we continue to make declarations of friendship left, right, and center, so I'm not too worried about war yet. Forgot to mention, since they'd been nagging at me for so freaking long, decided to pick up embassies with everybody. Gives me an idea of where everybody is, and it's just all around useful to know. Ultimately, that means that well, I suspect that these Jaguars got close enough to see Babylon anyway. One of the best weapons that you can use to protect against spies for quite a while, until the UN is founded anyway, is the ability that they can't put anybody in a city that they can't see. So it's nice for a little bit, but eventually it all gives up. Welcome to the medieval era. We are there, finished theology. Gonna add up the Hagia Sophia. Wow, that's a lot. Jeez. Gonna add that to the queue, and away we go. Next up on the research list, I think currency would be useful to get guilds so that we can construct trading posts in all of our jungle. As for this worker, well, I guess he'll just continue to make marshes into farms for the time being, although ultimately those farms will probably become manufactorums, or they'll become academies. And we just got a great writer. Awesome. Ovid. Okay, Ovid. Let's see what you can put out for us here. Metamorphoses. Okay. Never heard of it, but, you know, I'm not particularly cultured, so, hey. Whatever. Next turn. As we creep ever closer towards our religion. We're going to pick up aesthetics because really the other options not so hot. I mean, there's liberty, which is really quite useless. We've got honor, might be useful later, but we can deal with that when the time comes. There is religion. Really looking for religion at the moment. We are looking to get one via Hagia Sophia, but that's about it. We are not going to bother with exploration, as we are not a coastal city. And as far as commerce is concerned, we're doing okay for money. Plus, once we get all of our trading posts up and running, it'll be a whole nother story. And last but not least, if you look, rationalism will be extraordinarily useful when we get to it. For the time being, we'll pick up aesthetics and probably grab fine arts and artistic genius. We don't need to adopt all the policies. That's really not worthwhile. Culture exchange, not worth it. This, not really worth it. Not really worth it. And yeah, so fine arts and then artistic genius. Then we'll swing on over to rationalism and pick up everything from rationalism. Especially, one of my favorites, +1 science from every trading post. Beautiful thing. And is it unfortunate, but in commerce that... No, it is not in commerce. Where is it that offers +1 gold to every... Oh, you know what? It might be in ideologies. There's something that offers +1 gold to every trading post, which means jungles will be putting out 3 science, 1 culture, 2 gold, 2 or 3 gold, depending, I can't remember which, and just, they become so crazy. And sooner or later, every single jungle tile along these rivers will be putting out an additional 1 production from our hydro plant long time into the future. And so, with a single turn left on both currency and our Circus Maximus, and our Hagia Sophia going to be underway pretty quickly here, I'm going to call this a part. I've been at it for about an hour and 30 minutes at this point, and the edited video, final video, will probably not be nearly as long, but since I am constrained by time, I will have to call this a part here. So, as soon as we get around to an acceptable breaking point, Netherlands, I think Sweden is the very last team that has to be processed before city-states and barbarians. Syria, Byzantium, come on now, come on, come on. I just want to watch that happiness jump up. Come on, happiness. Come on, happiness. Holy cow, there's a lot of people in this. Alright, there we go. Sweden, city-states, and barbarians, whom I have not seen in a good long time. So, I will call this a part. See you guys in a little bit with part 3. Currency, Hagia Sophia, and a nice boost to happiness. Till then, later.